Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever felt like AI is moving so fast it's just impossible to keep up?
Oh, absolutely. It feels like every day there's something new.
Exactly. It's impacting literally everything around us. I mean, how we create art, how businesses operate.
And even like you mentioned, these really personal things, like how we remember people who've passed away. It's kind of wild.
It truly is a whirlwind. The developments from just the past few days, we're talking early August 2025 here, they really prove this isn't just hype anymore.
No, definitely not. We're seeing shifts that are, well, they're redefining industry, sure, but also some pretty deep ethical lines.
Absolutely. So today, we're doing a deep dive. We've got a stack of fresh sources, articles, reports, some research, all from the last few days.
Right. And the mission basically is to pull out the most important bits, the really surprising insights.
And help you get up to speed fast on what's happening globally with AI. Think of it like your shortcut, your way to understand the big shifts right now without getting totally overwhelmed.
Let's jump in.
Okay, first stop, Europe. They're making some pretty big moves on AI regulation. This roller coaster starts there.
Yeah, the EU's AI Code of Practice, it officially kicked in August 4th. It's meant to guide companies, give them a framework.
But right off the bat, friction. Meta, they just flat out rejected it.
Yeah, called it too strict, said it would lead Europe in the wrong direction, which is wow.
Especially when rivals like Google, they signed right up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what makes Meta's stance so interesting. It feels like a strategic gamble, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, while Google's playing ball with the voluntary code, Meta's kind of defying it. Maybe they think if they just innovate super fast.
They set the standard anyway.
Precisely. Create a sort of de facto standard that regulations eventually have to adapt to. It could give them a long-term edge, maybe. It definitely challenges that whole idea of everyone agreeing on the basics of AI rules.
And it's not just Meta versus the EU. This friction is also stirring things up with creative industries again.
Oh, yeah. Still in the EU, creators, music, publishing, that whole sector, they're protesting the main EU AI Act. Again.
Why again? What's the issue this time?
They feel it just doesn't do enough to protect their intellectual property, especially around, the data used to train AI models.
Ah, the training data debate. That's huge.
It is. They want stronger rules, clearer enforcement. They feel a bit let down by what they see as vague rules for these big general-purpose AI models.
The ones like ChatGPT, they can do lots of different things.
Exactly. They argue, look, if you don't track and pay for the content used to train these things, it just undermines creators. It's their livelihood.
Makes sense. But isn't there a counter-argument about innovation?
There is. Even Google, while signing some codes, has apparently voiced worries that parts of the AI Act could actually end up stifling innovation in Europe, so it's this constant balancing act.
Right. Okay, so just as we think Europe's setting a path, a major twist.
Yeah, this was surprising. The EU Commission confirmed it scrapped the drafts for two big regulations.
Which ones?
The Standard Essential Patents, or SEP, regulation, and the AI Liability Directive. Gone.
Whoa. Why?
The official reason: to avoid different rules popping up in each member state. So, fragmentation.
Okay. And the reaction? Relief. Concern.
Both, actually. Some in the tech world were probably relieved, especially about the SESI stuff. They worried it might slow things down.
Right.
But others, particularly in the European Parliament, were not happy about ditching the AI Liability Directive. They wanted clear ways for consumers to make claims if an AI product messes up or causes harm.
So accountability, basically.
Exactly. It shows Europe's still wrestling with how to encourage growth but also protect people. Finding that sweet spot is tough.
Definitely. Okay, but amidst all that policy back and forth, there was a clear win for users this week, right?
Oh, yes. WeTransfer, the file-sharing service.
What did they do?
They confirmed they won't use your uploaded files to train their AI models.
That seems basic. Shouldn't that be the default?
You'd think. But there was a user outcry because their updated terms initially looked like they could use your stuff for improving machine learning models.
Oh, I see. So people noticed and pushed back.
Big time. And WeTransfer reacted quickly, clarified, removed that language, and stressed they don't sell or share your files.
Good on the users responding it, and good on WeTransfer for fixing it fast.
Absolutely. It really shows how vigilant people are getting about their data. Companies are learning that messing with trust, even unintentionally, is risky business in the AI age.
So, wrapping up this first segment, this whole regulatory dance in Europe. What's the takeaway for, for you listening?
It really lays bare that tension, doesn't it? Innovation versus rights, speed versus safety.
Yeah, it's about who calls the shots in this global AI race.
Mm.
And fundamentally, how protected are you as a user in the middle of all this?
The rules are still being written, constantly shifting. Staying aware is, well, pretty crucial right now.
Okay, let's shift gears. Segment 2. AI's impact on work and information. And this first one might hit close to home for a lot of folks.
Yeah, this report from Challenger, Gray, and Christmas, it's pretty stark.
What did it find?
It found that AI adoption was linked to over 10,000 job cuts in the U.S. just in July 2025.
10,000.
In 1 month.
Yeah, and it made AI one of the top 5 reasons for layoffs this year.
Wow. Which industries are most affected?
You might be surprised. The tech industry itself saw the most cuts overall this year. Over 89,000 positions gone in 2025 so far.
That does seem ironic.
Doesn't it? And looking back since 2023, they've directly linked over 27,000 layoffs, specifically to AI implementation.
And it's hitting younger workers harder, right? Entry-level roles.
That's what the data suggests, yeah. It shows AI isn't just about automating simple tasks anymore. It's genuinely reshaping careers, sometimes quite abruptly.
That whole AI taking jobs idea, it's not future tense anymore.
No, it's very much present tense for thousands of people.
And it's not just jobs. AI is also shaking up how we trust information, especially in academia.
Right. This study in science.org is fascinating and maybe a little worrying.
What did they uncover? They looked at computer science papers from 2024. About 22.5%, nearly a quarter, showed signs of being written with help from large language model.
Okay. But is that necessarily bad? Maybe it's just a tool like a spell checker.
That's the debate. But the bigger issue is detection. It's getting really hard to tell what's human written and what's AI assisted because authors are getting better at hiding it.
And that leads to...
It leads to this potential vicious cycle idea they mentioned. What happens if AI models are trained mostly on text that was also generated by AI?
Ah, like an echo chamber.
Exactly. You risk stifling real innovation, new ideas. You might even just keep repeating the same errors or biases. It could lead to this weird convergence of thought instead of diverse original research.
That challenges the whole point of academic discovery.
It really does.
And okay, talk about AI showing up in unexpected places.
Yeah.
Funeral homes.
I know, right? The Washington Post reported on this. Funeral homes are using tools like ChatGPT to write obituaries quickly.
Why? Just to save time.
Partly that, yeah. It helps grieving families who are overwhelmed, and it helps funeral homes dealing with staff shortages.
But obituaries are so personal. Can AI really do that well?
Well, that's the criticism. Critics worry about a lack of real emotional depth,
Yeah.
The language can be generic.
And factual errors. The article mentioned hallucinations.
Yeah, that too. AI can sometimes just make things up, which is the last thing you want in an obituary.
Definitely not. It raises a huge question, doesn't it?
It does. Where do we draw the line? When does efficiency cross over into losing something fundamentally human?
Relying on AI for something that requires such empathy, such accuracy, it feels off.
It's a stark reminder, like you said, that maybe not every single human task needs an AI solution, especially the ones tied so closely to our emotions and connections.
So thinking about this segment, job losses, potentially compromised research, AI writing obituaries.
These aren't just numbers or weird edge cases.
No, this is AI actively reshaping your career path, the trustworthiness of information you rely on.
And even how society handles really profound human moments like grief. It forces us to rethink what human input really means and where it's irreplaceable.
Okay, let's pivot now. Let's look at the future, the cutting edge of AI innovation, starting with the hardware, the chips.
Right. FuriosaAI, they're a Korean semiconductor company, just raised a hefty $125 million.
What for?
To scale up their next-generation AI inference chips. That's the chips that run AI models after they're trained.
And what's special about their chips?
They have this unique architecture. They call it a tensor contraction processor, the big claim. 2.25 times better performance per watt compared to standard GPUs when running large language models.
Performance per watt. So efficiency.
Exactly. That's crucial because these big AI models use enormous amounts of power. Making them more energy efficient makes AI cheaper to run, more sustainable, and ultimately more accessible. It's a really big deal for scaling AI.
More accessible.
Oh.
That leads nicely into the next thing. Tencent Hunyuan.
Yeah, Tencent. They just open-sourced 4 small language models, ranging from like 500 million parameters up to 7 billion.
Small being the keyword here.
Definitely. Because the breakthrough is that these are designed to run efficiently on stuff you might already own.
Like what?
Consumer graphics cards, normal laptops, even phones, smart cars, smart home devices.
Wow, so AI running locally, not just in the cloud.
Precisely. And they apparently support agent capabilities too,
Meaning?
meaning they can do more than just chat. They can potentially plan and execute tasks like a little autonomous helper. Plus, they handle huge amounts of text, think remembering 400,000 Chinese characters.
That's incredible. It really democratizes AI, doesn't it? Takes it out of the giant data centers.
It totally does. Puts powerful AI right onto your everyday devices. Opens up so many possibilities for personal AI.
Okay, now for something that sounds like science fiction, quantum computing meeting AI.
Yeah, this is wild. D-Wave, they're a big name in quantum computing. They just released an open source toolkit.
And what does this toolkit do?
It lets developers connect D-Wave's quantum processors directly with PyTorch.
PyTorch. That's a really popular framework for building AI, right? For deep learning.
Exactly. So imagine plugging quantum power directly into your standard AI development workflow.
What's the potential benefit? Faster training.
Significantly faster, potentially,
Yeah.
especially for really complex generative AI models, think advanced image recognition, or maybe even discovering new drugs. Plus, potentially huge energy savings compared to classical computers for certain problems.
It sounds like it could unlock completely new types of AI.
That's the hope. It's a glimpse into a future where quantum isn't just theoretical, it's actually accelerating AI development in tangible ways.
And finally, for a bit of fun, but also serious research, an AI chess tournament.
Get ready. Google DeepMind is hosting the first one ever, pitting top large language models against each other.
Which models are playing?
8 heavy hitters. You've got OpenAI's O3 and O4 Mini, Google's own Gemini 2.5 Pro, xAI's Grok 4. A real clash of the titans.
But they can't just use a standard chess engine, right? What's the point?
No, that's key. It's purely text-based. The goal is to see how well they can reason strategically. Can they understand the game, plan moves, anticipate responses, just using their language processing abilities?
This is like watching them think strategy in real time.
Pretty much. And they'll have actual chess grandmasters doing commentary. It's a benchmark for their abstract reasoning and problem-solving skills, way beyond just predicting the next word.
Fascinating. So this whole segment, better chips, AI on your phone, quantum integration, AI playing chess.
It just shows the sheer breadth of what's happening. It's not just small steps.
No, these feel like fundamental leaps, pushing the boundaries of what AI can actually do and where it can run. It's moving incredibly fast. Okay, but with all this power comes, well, the potential for misuse. Let's move into our final segment, the Wild West of AI ethics and data.
And it can get pretty concerning. CrowdStrike's latest threat hunting report, it paints a really stark picture.
How so?
2 main things. 1, AI is being actively weaponized by cyber attackers to make their attacks faster and more effective.
And 2?
2, AI systems themselves are becoming prime targets for attack.
That makes sense. They hold valuable data or control critical systems.
Exactly. And the stats are alarming. Cloud intrusions jumped 136% in the first 5 months of this year compared to all of last year.
Wow. 136%.
And here's the real kicker. 81% of the interactive intrusions they saw were malware-free.
Malware-free. How does that work?
Attackers are using legitimate tools, sometimes even AI agents themselves, to blend in and bypass traditional security defenses that look for known viruses. It makes attacks much harder to spot.
So AI is both the weapon and the target, creating a much tougher cybersecurity landscape.
Precisely. It's a whole new ballgame.
And then there's this ongoing fight over data, the scraping controversy with Perplexity AI.
Yeah. Cloudflare, the big internet infrastructure company, is accusing Perplexity of essentially ignoring website owners' wishes.
Wow.
Cloudflare claims Perplexity kept scraping content from sites, even when those sites explicitly used tools like robots.txt files to block Perplexity's web crawler.
And they tried to hide it.
Allegedly, yeah, by trying to disguise their crawler's identity.
This really highlights that messy battle, doesn't it? Who actually owns content online when AI models need vast amounts of data to learn?
It's super murky. AI wants to vacuum up everything, but website owners are saying, hey, wait a minute, that's our work, our bandwidth. It's a fundamental clash over digital rights and fair use, and the rules are still being figured out. Who pays? Whose rules apply? Big questions.
And speaking of pushing boundaries, Elon Musk's xAI, Grok, imagine.
Right. They launched an AI image and video generator, but the controversial part is this spicy mode.
Spicy mode. What does that do?
It allows users to generate, and I quote, partially nude female figures.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. While they say there are limits, it definitely pushes right up against content moderation norms. It raises huge ethical and legal questions about AI generating NSFW, not safe for work content.
It forces a conversation about responsibility, right?
Mhm.
What happens when you release tools that can create potentially harmful or exploitative images?
Exactly. Where does the developer's responsibility end? How do platforms manage this stuff? It's a really thorny issue with few easy answers right now.
So, looking at this whole segment, AI as a weapon, data scraping fights, controversial image generation, what does this mean for us, for you listening, and your trust in AI?
Well, it screams for clearer ethical guidelines, doesn't it? And real accountability.
Absolutely, because the big question hanging over all of this is, who is responsible when AI messes up?
Or when it's used deliberately for harm, or just in ways nobody really intended or approved. In this super fast-moving world, figuring out that responsibility is maybe one of the biggest challenges we face with AI.
Wow, okay. That was quite the deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground.
We really have. From Europe's regulatory roller coaster, the twists, the turns, Meta's defiance, the creator pushback.
To how AI is hitting jobs, shaking up academic integrity, even showing up in obituaries,
Yeah,
which is still kind of mind-blowing.
definitely. Then we peeked at the future faster chips, AI in your pocket, quantum boosts, AI strategizing over chess.
And finally, that wild west of ethics. AI as a weapon, data grabs, the NSFW generator. It's a lot.
It really underscores the sheer speed and just the breadth of AI's impact right now. And that dual nature, it's an amazing tool, but also potentially a weapon or a source of real problems.
So maybe a final thought for everyone listening, considering all this, what personal or professional red flags should you be watching out for?
Yeah, in your own interactions with AI or just in the tools and information you use every day. And maybe more importantly, how can you, personally or professionally, help steer things towards a more responsible AI future?
Instead of just reacting to whatever comes next.
Exactly. It might be less about just understanding what AI can do and more about thinking critically, constantly asking what it should do.
Good point. Keep exploring those questions. Stay curious. Definitely stay informed.
And keep digging beneath the headlines. There's always more to understand.